Hello everybody, it's George, also known as the Fragrance Press. And it's cold. It is mighty cold here in the United Kingdom right now. But luckily, this gives me the opportunity to talk about one of my favourite cold season scents, and that is Rochas Man from the House of Rochas. So yes, it is absolutely bitterly cold here in the United Kingdom at the moment. It's not snowing, but it's absolutely, it's biting. So I think that's a perfect time to talk about this Rochas Man. Now, I said in my top 10 autumn list that you could smell the cold with this. Now I'll get onto that on the overall scent, what I mean by that, but of course you can have this complement a very lovely cold day. So the first thing I want to talk about with Rochas Man is that it gets highly compared to New Harlem by Bond Number 9. And of course, one of the big reasons is because it's actually made by the same person, Maurice Roussel. But another thing is, I'm going to be talking about knockoffs, or, well, this isn't a knockoff, this is more like a prototype to New Harlem. But you know what I mean, like fragrances that smell very similar to niche fragrances. When you start off in this fragrance game, you probably can't afford niches, or you aren't that invested into buying niches, so you get things like Rochas Man because it smells apparently like New Harlem, Mont Blanc Individual because apparently it smells like Original Santal, Unforgivable by Sean John because apparently it smells like Millésime Imperial by Creed, all that kind of stuff. But you know something, as the years go along and you have a lot more experience with niche, you realise that these types of fragrances have a birthright of their own, and you start to appreciate the differences between the two. Is this similar to New Harlem? Yes, but it's also quite different to New Harlem. They have their own sort of separate ways of going about things in their own little fragrance world. So, do I prefer this to New Harlem? No, it's not about that. It's about taking the individual qualities of this and appreciating them on their own, and not really comparing it or, you know, making it play second fiddle to New Harlem. So that's what I'd say on that particular subject. Okay, so would I like this? Who would I recommend this to? What kind of person would like this? What kind of taste goes with this fragrance? Well, I'd say personality-wise, this is a playful person. It really, to me, this fragrance really ignites or rekindles your inner child, especially around this time of year. Yeah, it's so playful and so fun, and has a spark of innocence to it as well, which I really love. If you have a sweet tooth, definitely. If you're a fan of lavender and you want a more sort of sweetened, creamed approach to lavender, then yes, definitely. Presentation-wise, when I first set my eyes on this bottle, I knew exactly what it reminded me of, and that is a 1990s lava lamp. That's exactly what I thought, and that's what I still think today. However, the more perverted YouTube reviewer will see that this is a more sexual kind of connotation with it. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of sex toy or whatever, or a phallic kind of object. Don't. No, just don't. Just don't do that. Really annoys me when people do that. It just really annoys me. I just think, nah, mate, you're projecting your own little sort of perception of reality on this. This does not really look like that kind of thing, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I try to keep as innocent as I can in this world, but no, I just think that it's a lava lamp. that's all I thought. But I don't think it suits it. I will honestly say the presentation is one of the things that I don't like actually about this fragrance. One of the only things that I don't like. I think it's a bit sort of clunky. I think, yeah, it's unique and it's different, and it's, you know, it's something that you don't see every day, and it'll definitely attract somebody's attention, but it might attract it for the wrong reasons, and it could be the butt of many jokes, and I think that that's just kind of unfair with such a good fragrance. And you know what I'm like, I love my thematic way of looking at a fragrance. I think that a fragrance should look the way that it smells. as in the bottle should really represent what's inside of the bottle, and I just don't think it does. I don't really get it. So presentation wise, I'm going to be a bit harsh. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Overall scent, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the stuff that I really, really love. So I've already got it sprayed on here. Had this sprayed on about an hour and a half ago, I reckon. So that's really deep into it. So I'm going to spray it on here. There are 3 stages to this fragrance to my nose, and I will present them to you right about now. So spritzer, very nice, very good. So, yes, very, very, very beautiful, very beautiful. So the first stage, get a blast of lavender. I call this the Super Coffee Sweet Rush, because the lavender is a huge blast, but actually the main point of this is like the coffee and the lavender, and it's super sweet. I'm actually going to put sugar as a note, or icing sugar. It's like you've got the icing sugar, and you've got the coffee, and you've got the lavender, and it's this triad of sweetness. And it's so warm and so beautiful. Of course, this is the part that really actually does smell like New Harlem. But New Harlem is very sharp. New Harlem has a very sharp edge to it. This is like somebody put New Harlem into Photoshop and then sort of blurred it, blurred the smell. That's what I get from it. It's so warm, it's so inviting, it's so non-offensive, it's so happy, it's such a happy fragrance. It really is. So the first stage doesn't actually last very long. I'd say it lasts about 15 minutes. In fact, we're getting into the second stage now, and that is playful lavender. Okay, so lavender, you've got the coffee, you've got the amber. Amber's starting to sort of trickle its way up, and also a hint of raspberry. A hint, just a hint, but it's there. It's definitely there. See, we're going down a journey of sort of sweetness and treats, and things like raspberry, especially, you know, very fruity, and you can akin that also to the winter and holiday season. And this is so, again, very, very happy, very, very playful, very, very sweet, very, very inviting. I'm really happy wearing this around people, because people feel very good around it, and people really love it. So, yeah, the lavender is herbal. It's not sweet. The sweetness actually comes from the coffee and the raspberry and you know, like the vanilla kind of smell as well. But the lavender is really, really scented and really, really good, and really is the backbone. It's the absolute backbone of the fragrance. And I call this the vanilla pod. Third stage. Really, really vanilla kind of takes over the show. Still get a bit of raspberry. It's like lavender and vanilla, I'd say. Not like Lamau. But yeah, this really, really nice vanilla, ambery lavender kind of concoction. And it fades out. It's a fragrance that fades out, which is totally fine. Doesn't have to go out in a bang, but it fades out and is very, very nice. And you definitely are excited to do it all over again. So there we go, that was the overall scent. So the overall scent is exactly what it intends to do. It's a very, very sweet, lovely coffee, vanilla, lavender, amber, sweet concoction. It's full of hopes and it's full of children's laughter and dreams, and the spirit of anticipation and warmth, and it's brilliant. So I'm going to have to give that a 9 out of 10. Definitely. You'll know exactly what I mean once you check it out. Absolutely beautiful. Performance, projection and longevity is good, but I wish, this is the only part where I do wish that it was a bit more like New Harlem. Projection, one of the big things is, it was an honourable mention in my top 10 winter fragrances, and that's a shame, because if this part of the fragrance's anatomy was different, it would charge into the actual top 10 list without a moment's hesitation. But the projection and longevity just simply doesn't suit what it's there for, which is cold weather. I'd say bitterly cold weather, and it just doesn't last. It can't do it. It can't take it, unfortunately. Longevity-wise, this is decent. I'd say 6 hours actually. you're not really going to get anything past that, unfortunately. But yeah, so 6 hours, it graciously, after about the 2 hour point, turns into a sort of a relative skin scent, just above the skin, actually. And that, of course, is the sort of the issue with it. So it lasts a good amount of time, but it's a cosy fragrance. You know, I wear this a lot of times when I'm going to be at somebody's house, lounging at somebody's house when it's cold. That's what I do. Or, you know, if I have friends round, you know, I'll wear this. I'd never sort of wear this really out and about, to be completely honest. So yeah, that would be that. So with regards to performance, I'm actually going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It does work in the end, it does ultimately work, but like I said, if that could just go up a few more notches, then it could really have been a contender for a blockbuster winter fragrance. But because it is more refined, that can work, so fair enough. I think that's a pretty fair rating, to be honest. My final take is that Rochas Man is a warm and cuddly fragrance, definitely for the more kinda warmer spirit. It's a very friendly fragrance. It's your friendly neighbourhood Rochas Man, and yeah, I just love it, and I'd totally recommend it to a certain type of person, the warmer, the more softer, the more sensitive soul, who loves his sweet fragrances and loves his sweet and candy-like coffee smells. So that's who I'll ultimately recommend it for. So there we go. My final rating is a definite solid 8 out of 10. It's got a couple of problems, especially with regards to presentation, and longevity could have been a bit better, but it does its job. And like I said, when you're at home or out to a friend's house, this is lovable and warm. So yes, I've been the Fragrance Sprays. As always, I hope I gave you the information that you needed with regards to this fragrance. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, do all that good stuff, and add me as a friend on Facebook. Until next time, I'm the Fragrance Sprays, and I'm out.